Shan, and this is Dream with Shan, my YouTube channel that pretty much just chronicles my life as a mom, nonprofit organizer, medical student, friend, daughter, whatever. Just chronicling everyday life. And in commemoration of Back to School Month, my son goes back to school on Monday, and he will be going to fifth grade. I want to share with you our birth story. I just randomly was thinking about it the other day. I was like, wow, he is going to the fifth grade. Soon he'll be in middle school, then he'll be in high school, then he'll be in college, then he'll be, in his profession and having a family and things like that of his own. And it just seems like time is flying by, and I can't believe that I have a fifth grader now. Um, but I also think of our birth story because it gives me a moment of inspiration in times when I'm either just going through the rigors of school or having to fill out paperwork for a nonprofit or just doing anything. It gives me some motivation. So I'm going to take you back a little bit, about 10 or so years ago. My son is, I guess you consider him, if you think about a holiday that's close to your birth, if there is one, he would be considered, I guess, a Thanksgiving baby. He was born not too far after Thanksgiving. I was in college. I was a sophomore in college, and he was born during my fall semester. And the way that my school did their schedule was we had Thanksgiving break, and then about a week and a half after that, we started into finals. And his original due date was November the 28th, which would have been a Wednesday at that time. And we were out for Thanksgiving break, and I'm like, okay, it's getting close. I'm having Braxton Hicks, all that good stuff. And I'm, big as a house by this point. And I'm thinking, okay, well, he should come next Wednesday. This is Thursday, of course, it's Thanksgiving. I'm like, okay, he should come next Wednesday. Cool. Oh, Wednesday, Wednesday comes along, and by that time, we are out for a reading period. To end my day, and I kept having all these cramps on one side of my body, and I was like, okay, just regular cramps. I'm like, maybe I'm walking too much. Then, and because they were isolated to one side of my body, I didn't really think anything of them. I was like, okay. And then they were just really sporadic in period. It was either I need to drink some water or I had been kind of being too active. So went about my day, and Wednesday would have been his due date. So I was thinking, why hasn't he come yet? I was like, of course, this is my first child, so I don't know if they normally come on time, if they come early, if they come late. So I was just like, wow, okay, what's going on? And I had read on the internet, or if you ingest some castor oil, that would help speed up your pregnancy. I don't suggest this to anyone, but of course, it was like some old wives' tale that I read online. So I said I'm gonna buy some castor oil, and I'm gonna take an ounce or two of it to see if it can help me speed up my contractions or to produce any contractions at all. So I took the castor oil. I was pretty much like, this castor oil is not doing anything for me. I was like, wow, okay, what a waste. And so Thursday came, still nothing. I felt a little differently. Again, I kept having all these random cramps on one side of my body. And I was like, wow, okay, that's really interesting, but still no baby, still, water breaking or anything like that. And of course, the only time I've ever seen somebody's water break was on movies. So I didn't know what to expect. Like, what kept going through my head was, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but Coneheads. It's about, these aliens that come to America, and they have these cone-shaped heads, and they raise their family here in America, just to live out the American dream. In that movie, the woman alien, she is about to deliver, and her water breaks, and all this water gushes out of her body like she's living in this basement apartment, and it's like gallons and gallons of water. And for some reason, that was just etched in my mind when I thought about water breaking. And I was thinking, okay, am I gonna like pee on myself? Am I gonna have like wet the whole bed? Am I gonna be standing and I have to like completely change out my clothes? That was just a side note, but yeah, so I that was like etched in my head about having your water break. So I wasn't sure what to expect, but I know that I hadn't had any like wet sensation or anything like that happen to me, so I was pretty confused. So again, Thursday got around, and Still didn't feel anything crazy. Like my stomach's getting really tight, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I know that my child was due on Wednesday. I'm already like in a panic mode. Like, so I called my son's dad and I was like, hey, I think I need to go to the hospital. I really don't know what's going on. He was due on Wednesday. Like, I need to go to the hospital. Time we actually got to the hospital that I was set to deliver at, it was maybe almost 12 o'clock, if not already past 12 o'clock. And we got there, got admitted, and got in and got settled in. My doctor or either nurse told me, hey, you're having contractions. I was like, what? I was like, these don't feel like contractions. I feels like, just side cramps. She was like, yeah, you've been having contractions. So it kind of dawned on me that I had probably been having contractions ever since Wednesday. But with delivering with pregnancy, your contractions, the closer they get together, that signifies more active delivery or active labor. So Wednesday and Thursday, the contractions were very sparse and, not, they're very irregular, and it was nothing that I can time. But by the time Friday got there, they were more regular and they were coming back to back. Hook me up. They telling me, okay, you need to walk some more, walk down the hallway. So I'm in my gown. They had me walking up and down the hallway because my water hadn't broke yet. But I was in active labor, but my water just hadn't broke. And so they had me walking up and down the hallway. They gave me ice because I can't have any food. And I'm like, I don't want to suck on any ice. I don't want ice. It's about to be breakfast time in the morning. I want food. So I'm just ready for this to be pretty much over with. The pain started to become intense. It started to just get to the point where it was really unbearable for me. And eventually, as the night progressed, they broke my water for me. They manually broke my water so that the labor could progress on and we could try to, have him soon. So they broke my water. Eventually, the pain got too intense. And I was like, hey, give me the epidural. And let me make this side note. I never was that type of person that said, oh, I want to do a natural delivery. No, give me the drugs. First of all, I don't even like going to the dentist to get work done because I am so sensitive to pain. Like, my nerves are very, very sensitized. And like any little thing, I'm like, ow, ow, ow. So I knew that when I got major contractions, that if I was given the opportunity to get the epidural, I would have gotten the epidural. And I definitely got the epidural. And it got to the point where they had it on a drip, but they let you control a percentage of the drip or something like that. Of course, not too much, but I just kept pressing and kept pressing and kept pressing, and got to the point where I couldn't feel anything. Like, literally could not feel anything. Hospital around 12 a.m. Friday morning, so it's about 2 in the afternoon. Several hours have passed, no baby. So finally, we began active labor, and I don't know if this is weird or not, but again, I used to watch a lot of TLC Baby Story, a lot of just shows where it show, deliveries and things like that, because when I first was interested in medicine, I was headstrong on being a OBGYN just because I was very fascinated with the process of life, the process of delivery. So I watch a lot of those shows, and you see the mothers and you see them screaming and yelling and grunting and all this kind of stuff. Weird thing about my delivery, maybe it's not weird, I was silent throughout my entire delivery. As far as when we became active delivery and it was time to push, I did not say one word. I did not yell. I did not scream. I was completely quiet. And when I say completely quiet, I mean when they said push, I just closed my eyes and I just pushed. I didn't yell. I didn't talk at all. And I don't know the particular reason for that, but in general in life, I'm not a yeller. I'm not a shouter. I get excited, but sometimes I get excited in different ways. It just depends on what the situation is. And in this particular situation, I don't know if quiet equates to calm, but I was completely silent during my whole active delivery where I had to push. I eventually pushed out my son, and he was born at 2:47 p.m. He was 8 pounds, 1 ounce, 19. I have the inches right. He was 19 inches long. And he was quiet. When he came out, he did not say one thing at all. He did not cry. He was completely quiet as well, which was another interesting thing. I was like, wow. When I think about it now, I wonder, was the fact that I was not yelling or screaming and grunting the reason why he came out so calmly or just quiet? like I said, he didn't cry at all. He didn't say one word. He was just, this was a Friday. I'm going to end the story soon, but this was a Friday. And prior to me actually going into active delivery, I knew that I had finals Monday through Thursday that week coming up. So I was on my phone emailing my professors like, hey, I'm in active delivery right now. So I need to figure out what I need to do to, come and take my finals next semester. Like, let me get it incomplete for the fall semester and come back and take my finals next semester. And they were all cool with it. Everyone who reached back out to me was okay. Yeah, this I understand. This is how generally it works. We know that your situation. So okay, cool. So I am in the hospital still on Friday. Saturday comes. I'm still in the hospital. I had to get an incision, a cut, so I had to get stitches and things like that. So Saturday comes. I'm still in the hospital. Sunday comes. I'm still in the hospital. I was released Sunday evening. I would say after 5 p.m. I was finally released from the hospital. With me and my son, he was in good health. Sunday evening after 5 p.m. And when I was released, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I have a whole week to just chill out and do what I need to do, be a new mom. And my mom knew I had finals, and her response was, you are not missing finals. You are going to school and you're going to take every single final that you have because that's the only option that I'm giving you. And I was like, what? Don't you know I just popped out like a whole person, like just getting out the hospital and I have to report to school tomorrow? Like, how do you think that's going to happen? So she was like, I will take off work and I will watch him while you go take your finals. And I was a little teed for a second, but what am I gonna say? No, mama, like no. So, I woke up Monday morning after just getting out the hospital less than 12 hours before, and after having a kid, 72 to 48 hours before, and I got dropped off at school by either my brother or my mom. I can't remember which one dropped me off, and I took my final. And it was so funny because we were in an auditorium, just because they like to have a lot of space in between each individual. They don't want to, anyone cheating or anything like that. So I walked into the auditorium and some of my classmates kind of looked at me like, wow, you look different. I can't put my finger on it, but you look different. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I just dropped, 30 pounds. And I'm just guessing on how many pounds it was, but you could tell that I was not the same person that I was the week before. And so it was really funny just looking at people's reactions at me like, wow, you look really different. um, but yeah, so that is, I went on to complete finals that Monday, that Tuesday, that Wednesday and Thursday, and then I was done for my fall semester. So I was out for the remainder of December and came back to school in January. No leave of absence, no anything like that. I did have a job at that time. I was working full-time to part-time hours, and I had about 8 weeks leave from my job. So I went back to school before I actually went back to work. But I share this to say that sometimes when you feel defeated and you feel like you can't overcome some type of obstacle, or just is something that is bothering you, you got to think about those times when you really like was a beast. Like really, like I think about, I popped out a 8 pound 1 ounce human being, and then 72 hours later I'm back at school doing my finals, passed all my classes, made it to the next semester, things like that. You just got to really motivate yourself. Think about, sometimes if you can't find inspiration in other things or other people, always first look at inspiration from yourself. Think about the times when you did things that you didn't think you could do. You pushed yourself to a limit where you did not know that you could go to that place. And just think about it. Like when I embark on this new school year, I'm thinking about, wow, I have a 10-year-old son who's in 5th grade. Jesus, like, oh my goodness. I can do anything. Like, I can do anything I put my mind to. I just have to put in the work, the determination. Like, I got to go back to that time when my mom was like, girl, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it whether you want to do it or not. Be that voice. Have that voice always in your head. And if you need help from somebody, ask. There are people who definitely will be there to support you and push you. You just have to make sure that you have the spirit and the determination within yourself to push yourself, because if you don't want it bad enough, then nobody else can want it for you. So that is my birth story. It's providing me some inspiration as I'm going into this new school year. Just thinking about all the things I have to look forward to, all the things I've overcome, all of the obstacles that I've had, the experiences that I've had. So, you know, as you embark on either, like I said in my last video, a new job, new school year, whatever, think about the things that you have overcome. Think about how you have gotten to the place that you are now. Even if it's not exactly where you want to be, you are alive and breathing today. So that is something to be thankful for. And I'm going to try my best to do an upload every Sunday. If there's an exam or something at school that's coming up, I will have somebody upload the video because I'll try to pre-record them in advance. But yeah, so that was my birth story. Oh, and I also want to share with you guys that as the month of August, our YouTube channel and our nonprofit organization is starting a series called Real Life, Real Moms, where we just showcase the awesomeness and diversity of motherhood and parenting. Parenting comes in all shapes and sizes, and it looks different to everybody else, and everyone's experience is different. So we're going to showcase moms in different scenarios, different situations. So if you're interested in being a part of this series, if you're a mom, no matter your age, no matter your ethnicity, religion, age of your child, whatever, if you want to be featured either on the YouTube channel or on our website, there's going to be information in the description box where you can sign up to participate. And again, it's going to be 1 or 2 uploads a month at the end of the month. And the series, again, will just showcase real moms in real life situations and how they overcome obstacles, how they parent, how they navigate through work and school, life, relationships, friendships, any and everything like that. So thank you for watching. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so that you can receive updates on the next uploads and things like that. And you can also go to our website and you can sign up for our email listserv, and you can receive information via that as well. So again, thank you for watching. Again, this was my son's birth story, and I hope that you're able to take something from this video and go into your week and have a wonderful, productive, prosperous, glorious week.